Y'all listen. I'm gonna keep singing,
Singing,
I'm gonna keep singing,
singing,
I'm gonna keep singing, yeah.
singing,
Said I'm gonna keep singing.
singing.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sort of the genesis of this really started at the Ray Charles Foundation and the detective work that was done by Tony Gomina, who heads the Ray Charles marketing group.
In putting together a lot of the material that was going to be used in the Ray Charles Memorial Library, Valerie Irvin, the president of the Ray Charles Foundation, she went into all of our files. We're looking through some of these wonderful photographs, and I find just a file full of fan letters. And then I see the Johnny Cash letterhead. It's a letter dated December of 1981. And it starts out, "Dear Ray, I can't believe we finally got to record a song together."
I remember noticing that very early, that my father, Johnny Cash, and Ray Charles got along very good, and we're close friends. I remember my dad laughing with Ray.
I never knew there was a recording of Johnny and Ray prior to 1984. I'm paging through the manila folder, and I come across another letter. It's on the same Johnny Cash letterhead, but this one is handwritten by Johnny. And it starts out, "Dear Ray, you made me a very happy man by allowing me the release of Why Me, Lord." Well, I can tell you, you could have knocked me over with a feather at that point.
Johnny Cash was singing from the heart, from the gut. Ray Charles sang from the heart and the gut, and it reached Johnny Cash. I mean, it got to him, just much like it did with Willie Nelson.
The first person I called was Margie Hunt, who she worked very closely with Mr. Charles and Mr. Cash back during that time period. And Margie remembered something about the recording session. She said she actually had a picture from the night that he and Johnny were there, but she wasn't sure if they recorded Why Me, Lord or any other song that night. But she did tell me that the photographer of the picture is the world-famous guitarist and great country artist Marty Stewart, and that he was with Johnny's band at that time. And Marty said, "Yes, I remember it. I took pictures that night. I'm pretty sure we were recording the Baron album," which was an album that Johnny Cash came out with in 1981.
Yeah, I know that Johnny Cash loved Ray Charles, loved his music. He was real eager to have him on his TV show in 1970 on his 40th birthday. And then Johnny Cash was also real eager to record a duet with him.
3 of Ray's 11 Grammy Award-winning songs are duets, all of them with women. He won a duet with Chaka Khan, he won a duet with Gladys Knight, and he won a duet with Norah Jones. So Ray performing a duet with someone like Johnny Cash wasn't really outside the realm of possibility.
They wanted to record something that was gospel. They wanted to record something that was important to them both, in subject matter, and a song that they both knew and that they both loved. And they couldn't have picked a better song.
I was very familiar with the song. I was familiar with Chris Christopherson's version on his Jesus Was a Capricorn album. Elvis did an incredible version of it when he was alive, and then I knew that Johnny Cash did it in 1993 on the I think it's the American Stories album, Rick Rubin produced.
I know that Why Me, Lord was a song that meant something to my father from the moment that he heard it to the end of his days.
They were both on Columbia Records together in the 80s, and Ray Charles came to Nashville to record an album called Friendship, produced by Billy Sherrill, that paired up Ray Charles with all kinds of country stars.
Ray had performed a concert in Nashville that night, and he came by the recording studio. It was late at night. It was just a surprise, and as often what happens when two, musical icons get together, they end up sitting at a piano and, doing something.
My dad loves Chris, and he loved his music, and I know that Ray also loved the song itself. Gospel was always close to my dad's heart. It was always what he enjoyed and what he loved, and I know that he shared that with Ray Charles. So maybe that was probably another way that they connected.
Billy Sherrill is one of the most important producers in popular music, let alone country music. He produced Johnny Paycheck and Tanya Tucker and Charlie Rich, and he's a musical genius. So, Ray, of course, liked to produce a lot of his own recordings, and the fact that he had the faith in Billy Sherrill, to hand over the reins to Billy, tells you a lot, about how accomplished he is. Billy Sherrill, too, was very particular about songs. I mean, he had a really good ear for knowing a good song, and so the fact that they were doing Why Me, Lord speaks a lot to the songwriter, Chris Christopherson, to Johnny Cash, to Ray Charles, and Billy Sherrill.
Marty suggested that we look on the tapes for the Barron album. Nobody had any cataloging of it, and sure enough, a gentleman named Al Quiglieri actually directed me to the people at Iron Mountain in Manhattan, the data storage facility, and there it was. Sony had it on tape. They had multi-tracks, and the mystery was solved.
Our producer, John Burk, got a reference copy of the track. We had listened to it, and there it was. That sonorous, booming Johnny Cash voice, backed up with completely soulful electric piano from Ray. Ray singing high harmony vocals, giving his soulful flavor. And Johnny's out in front, but Ray's right there supporting him.
There were different reasons why he went into the studio, but they were all reasons of spirit. They were all reasons, of doing the next thing that he believed in. And he always followed his heart.
How many country artists of that era would have said, I think I want to collaborate with Ray Charles? I mean, we're talking about a time when black artists didn't collaborate with white artists. You have to remember, Johnny Cash is a guy who embraced Bob Dylan. And that was the first clue that Johnny Cash was a different guy. He truly loved music.
I was thrilled and honored to be a part of the investigative process in finding this recording. Because, once again, it's anything that Johnny Cash and Ray Charles have done, either individually or now collectively, is part of American music history. It's not just a recording, it's a recording by two very special people.
Jesus, my soul.